guys, Lev here from Agilite. Today we're here with our good friend from Yahalom. He's going to teach us a few tips and tricks for fighting in confined spaces, talk about tunnel warfare a little bit. We're going to do a couple drills and do some training. So we want to talk about tunnel warfare a little bit, kind of hear about some of maybe your experiences going into tunnels. Obviously we're talking about Gaza terror tunnels, but I think there's a lot we can learn from you when it comes to fighting in extremely confined spaces, and just talk about tunnel warfare in general. What are the challenges? What can we do about them? And what have we learned?
So first of all, Yahalom is a special operations engineering unit in the IDF. We specialize in demolition, raids, defusing bombs, and tunnel warfare. Combat in tunnel warfare is it's very tight, so we need to know how to be more versatile and more adaptive to the situations and the places that we are in. Our operators work around the clock to try and get solutions as much as possible, so it's always some kind of game of cat and mouse between us and our enemies. We need to train in unorthodox ways just to get those solutions and be able and be ready for anything that we encounter inside of those tunnels. It's very confined places, it's a very scary place to be in. If it's low oxygen, very tight spaces to walk, to crawl, even to move.
Can you explain a little bit about the different type of tunnels you got to see in Gaza?
So it's just amazing how much time and effort they put in those tunnels. Some tunnels are just crawl tunnels that you can even walk with play carriers inside of them, so you need to be able to adapt to that. Some tunnels are huge tunnels that actually trucks, armored vehicles can pass through. Those tunnels are more for smuggling, and some tunnels are just operator tunnels. Operator tunnels means that the terrorists inside of those tunnels actually move around those tunnels to attack our troops. Some of the tunnels are, of course, places that we call command bases. So what it means that VIPs and authoritarian personnel in Hamas will stay there, will issue missions and gather intel from there.
And why are there so many of them? Why is Gaza so saturated with tunnels?
Yeah. First of all, we need to understand the mindset of the enemy. So the reason that they would build those tunnels is that they know that the IDF has the air superiority. So this is how they conduct their operations, this is how they move weaponry, they move arms, all those things. They smuggle people, they smuggle in firearms, smuggle in even drugs, all the things that actually will provide them with the power that they need to build their infrastructure of terror. There's a lot of tunnels, and why it's so unique. The combat is very different over there. You can be in one building and terrorists will come out and pop out and just shoot an RPG, then go inside of a tunnel and then climb out from another hatch and from a building 30 meters away and just shoot you with an Kalashnikov or anything like that. So this is why it's such a different and such a unique environment, and it's very hard for us to adapt to it, but we do what is necessary in order to.
So what kind of specialized equipment do you need to go into a tunnel?
Yeah, so the equipment will be matching the mission. So the mission that we're tasked with is the equipment that we will be provided for us, and the equipment that we will set up in order to get inside of the tunnel. So it can be a tunnel that we know there is a high risk, there is a high chance of contact, of enemies being inside and getting inside of an engagement. So we will be provided with plate carriers, ballistic shields to work inside of the tunnel, gas masks in order if there's no oxygen in the tunnel or gases that will harm our operators. Sometimes we also go inside of the tunnels just to map it and just to get the intelligence from it. So every mission it differs what set of equipment that we use, but the most basic equipment that all of our operators will use is of course our primary weapons, plate carriers, sidearms that are vital inside those confined places, NVGs, gas masks, rescue kits in order to drag out the people that are harmed inside of the tunnels, and just the basic stuff that we need that is adapt to the tunnels that we work in.
You said something before about that there's a couple different sources of things that can, make you need to use a gas mask.
We're encountering gases, and we're also encountering lack of oxygen. So a lot of the tunnels that we will enter, the oxygen levels will drop as much as you will advance inside of the tunnel, the oxygen levels drop. So this is something that we need to be ready for. Not only that, sometimes in tunnels before we enter, we actually use explosive devices in order to
send a shockwave.
Yeah, send a shockwave and let our troops enter safely. Because of all this, there can be explosive gases inside those tunnels, which is also dangerous. Yeah. Not only that, when you're inside of a tunnel and you breathe in, you breathe out, you pollute the air with CO2. So we need to be
So you have an oxygen sensor basically that tells you how much oxygen is in the tunnel?
Yeah, so we have a gas detector that knows how to read all those gases that we will encounter in those tunnels, and it can alert the troops, the operators, if there's any difference in the gases in the air, and they know to read those gas detectors and those percentages in order to know is it safe to move inside of the tunnel without gas masks on, or is it's time to split and get out. Yeah. So this is the gas mask that we use. It's an OBS, open breathing system. So we have two parts, the gas mask itself and the oxygen tank. The way that we put it on, first we have pretty much two strap systems. The first strap system is for your head to be tight as much as possible. You want the gas mask to be tight as possible in order to other gases to not infiltrate inside you, and for the oxygen to not leak.
Yeah. Every operator has one of these?
Every operator has one of these. All right, so the second one is the strap that you actually like sling. It's a sling that we use to let the gas mask hang on us. We don't really carry it around and all of those things. We can just like put this strap on you and just throw the gas mask away, and you can advance in the tunnel like that.
And it connects here to oxygen, right?
Yeah. So this is the connection to the oxygen. This one, you just connect it to the gas mask and then press a button, open the valve of the oxygen tank, and then you can breathe. So we have two breathing forms. So this is the forcible breathing. So you see the operator breathes and the gas enters the mask. And then there's the forcible breathing that you just press a button and oxygen just flows inside of the mask.
Yeah.
So this is how it works. And if you close the valve, then you suffocate the warrior. So that's nice.
You guys ever just close each other's valves?
You know, all right, let's talk about the drill. So what we have here is what we're going to visualize is we're inside of a tunnel, we're inside of a corner, and we open the corner, start working on it, and then shoot the enemy, take him out, go behind cover, take off our helmets, put on the gas mask, open the gas mask, and then continue firing and providing suppressing fire to the other operators.
Wait, so let me get this straight. You're here shooting at the zig, right? You're shooting, whatever, boom, 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 boom. The gas sensor tells you you have low oxygen, you have a lot of gases in the room. From here, sling the weapon to the side, right? And now from here, I'm gonna take off my helmet, right? What do you do with the glasses usually?
All right, so of course protection is the first thing that we prioritize. So we will use eye protection.
Yeah.
So what we do with the glasses, we actually put them to the side. Most of our operators use tethers to...
so they dangle here?
Yeah, it's dangling in, or we use dump pouches. So
yeah, shove it in the dump pouch.
Me personally, I throw the eyewear to the dump pouch and then put on the gas mask. The gas mask provides you with the eye protection that you need.
Great. Then you take this. This needs to be open all the way.
Yeah,
right?
it needs
so
to be open all the
prep it
way.
First.
Yes.
Okay.
So the way that you actually put it on, just do 2 L's with your fingers.
Yeah.
Just fit it.
Yeah.
Fit it to the upper of your head, and then you tighten it out, right? Two straps, and the last strap. So the best way to check it, you put your hand on the muzzle, and when you see that there's vacuum and you breathe in and there's no air coming out.
Too much beard.
Yeah. So you know that it's tight. Yeah. That's also a thing when you're in our unit, just need to chop down the beard. Yeah.
Yeah, I would die. Yeah. And then from here, you're gonna take this, expand the helmet open.
I don't know if they can hear you.
Put it back on. And now, good to go.
Much good to go.
Back to here, ready to go to work. Yeah, I can't see shit with this, so I would need to use the laser.
Yeah.
But here in the sun, I can't, so I would just point shoot, basically.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Shoot already?
Shoot it ready.
Let's go. Start walking. End of drill. 28 seconds, 0.9. Your split was, it took you 23 seconds to put on a gas mask and continue firing.
God damn.
Shoot already? Start work. Yes! תפס נקודה 8 שניות, לעלות על מסכה חתימה ולהחזיר אש.
Did you say any of the training you guys do for fighting in tunnels crosses over to just general CQB and fighting in like hallways, tight spaces?
So it takes a lot of inspiration from the CQB, but it's a bit different. It's more confined. It's just very narrow pathways and places that you need to be able to move across and maneuver. It's a very difficult place to engage in combat in all sorts of manners. So we try to take as much as we know from all the places if it's CQB and just try to adapt it to the tunnels. But of course, we need to always renew things and get a new tactic that will work for us in those confined places.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times with CQB, there's a lot of focus on training for the actual fighting part, but it doesn't necessarily. But then once you get to actual combat and you have to mix in all the actual things you need to do in that space, like clearing things out, searching for things, collecting intelligence evidence, stuff like that, then it becomes a little more complicated because a lot of CQB training is just go in, find the targets, shoot them, and then leave, right? So like, what tasks are you guys maybe training to be able to do alongside the fighting inside of a tunnel? So why would we go into a tunnel in the first place?
First of all, it's important to know that the first thing that we target is how to be able to maneuver inside of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Not like fight or anything like that. First of all, we need to teach the operators how to walk inside of the tunnel, how to maneuver inside of a tunnel. So most of the operations that we'll go in, again, getting inside of a tunnel, it's scary as hell. You don't want to be there. It's like the enemy's ground base. They know this place better than you.
Yeah.
They build those tunnels. They know every pathway. They know every secret door. They know every secret room. So most of the times that we will enter those tunnels is for hostage rescue missions. If it's hostages that we have intelligence that they are inside of those tunnels, held inside of those tunnels, or we know that this tunnel will provide us intel that we need in order to find those hostages, or intel that will provide us
location of more tunnels.
Yeah, locations of more tunnels.
Combat info you need in order to build a bigger picture on the ground during combat.
Yes, combat info that we need, not also to map all the tunnels and know all the metro that they build around there, but also to find VIP targets.
Yeah.
So this is like the missions that we go in. Some of the missions is just to sabotage the tunnel, so the enemy we will hit them where it hurts.
I mean, there's more than one way to destroy a tunnel, right? Like the safest way is probably just from above, dig it out if you can.
It's the safest way to destroy a tunnel, but it's not that effective. Sometimes you need to do the dirty work and go inside of the tunnel and actually plant the explosives yourself. There's missions that 3-4 kilometers of a tunnel that operators go inside, plant the explosive devices and blow up the tunnel from afar.
Psychologically, it sounds terrible to fight inside a tunnel. Like just going into the tunnel. How do you prepare fighters for that? And are there people who just can't handle that and, you know, don't break down during the combat from that, or how does that work in general?
So everybody that is an operator in a unit is able and can take this mission on his shoulders, and the toughest motherfuckers that are in the IDF. How we set them up and how we make them, how we ready them up is by training here in our tunnels. It's training as much as possible in confined places, pushing them to the limits in terms of tightness, tiredness, all those stress. Even if it's disorientation, all those things that they will encounter inside of those tunnels. Okay, low oxygen, high moisture, heat, all those things that they need to be able to overcome. So those guys are prepared for anything. They saw dozens of tunnels, they walked dozens of kilometers inside of those tunnels, and they're ready for anything.
Yeah. We're setting up now basically a modular tunnel training system. What we're going to be doing is working with the shield. So we're going to have one soldier with the shield and a handgun, and then the other soldier with a rifle, and we're going to they're going to instruct us on how to move through a tunnel in a tight space in the safest way.
Most of the time how we work is inside of the tunnel, our operators, the first guy will be with the ballistic shield. The ballistic shield and his secondary weapon. The second guy will be an EOD operator. So Lev, today you're an EOD operator, congratulations. So first of all, what we're going to try and do is just visualize how we work as 1 and 2. One with the ballistic shield and the second one is with his primary weapon. So here, you're righty, right? You All right, so he fires with his right hand, so that means that you will need to be able to maneuver your weapon and shoot from your weak shoulder. All right, so what we're going to do first, we're going to try and do it in not a tight and confined place. Here we're just going to walk straight to the target and just work on it, and then we're going to take you into this one of the advanced tunnels that we caught of Hamas. All right, so let's go. The one thing that we prioritize is, of course, the rate of fire according to the distance of the target. So if the target is close, we want the high rate of fire. Because again, the enemy in the other side is not firing in single shots, he's on full auto, 7.62, just straight towards you. Second thing, always advancing forward. Number 2 is the one that sets the pace. And another thing that is very important is our barrel. The length of the barrel needs to pass the ballistic shield. If not, you will shoot the ballistic shield and you will just harm your operator and your body. Second thing is, and the number 1 just need to be strong, because the shells just shoot through your neck. So most of the time we'll use some, you need to be
Strong
built strong. And one thing that we do with number 1, because we know it's not an accurate weapon, and we realize that the ballistic shield, you cannot really hold it with one hand if someone shoots at you, because it will break your hand. So we want you to just give 5 bullets as quickly as possible, just quick fire, and then hold the ballistic shield with your both hands. Slick just like conceal the weapon, or just hold the weapon with the sidearm with both of your hands. Just continue forward. So this is what we want to do. We want to prioritize number 1 is for protection, not for taking out the targets. This is why we prioritize the long barrel of the second operator.
Next, we're going to do it inside the tunnel now.
So now what we're going to do, as you see, this is one of the most advanced tunnels that you will ever encounter in your life. So now this is a tunnel that we use in the range in order to just visualize how tight and confined the places are. So as you see, number 1 standing inside of the tunnel, barely has a place to advance, barely has a place to another guy. Can you stand up for a second? All right, as you see, barely can stand up, and it will be very hard on tall people. So what we're gonna do here is just advance with the ballistic shield, draw our weapon, fire 5 bullets, and then conceal it again and keep advancing, right? So this is you need to understand that in tunnel, this is our first line of defense. There's not a lot of corners, a lot of thresholds, a lot of places that you can take cover. So our best and greatest cover is the ballistic shield that we use. Imagine a tunnel that is just a straight line for 200 meters. This is the only line of defense you have. Okay, יורה מוכן. Right, sure, ready? All right, when a single contact, you just fire 5 bullets, yes? All right, start advancing. Weapon is drawn out, start advancing, contact! End of drill. When I say contact, you start firing, yes?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Contact! Right, so now that we have experience in the fake tunnel, now let's go to some real tunnels.
Hell yeah.
See how we deal there.
All right, cool.
Let's go.
We're going to run through some of the tunnels now. I'll be number 1, Shai will be number 2, will be number 3.
Yeah, we'll just do some basic drills. You'll get the feel of walking in a tight space in the tunnels, and have some
All right,
fun.
cool. Let's do it.
Cool. Let's do it.
We're going right or left?
Right.
Right. Ready. Well, that was fun to go through the halls under nods, looking pretty cool. These, I think, are pretty wide tunnels, right?
Yeah.
And they're very square.
Yeah.
And you don't think they're going to fall on you because they were built by Israelis.
I guess it's also take like lots of time to actually clear all this pathway inside the tunnels, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
how long does it normally take like to clean all this way we came from?
15 minutes-ish.
Yeah. Do you normally talk or only signs?
Yeah, we whisper.
Whisper?
Whisper and signs.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Imagine,
that was fun.
Yeah. Imagine when shit goes crazy here, it goes crazy fast, huh?
Goes really fast.
1 or 2 wounded people in the middle of a tunnel, you gotta get past them, you gotta bring them back. Stuff is collapsing, tunnels getting smaller and smaller. It must be pretty crazy. Yeah. But, I know, I guess it just shows the versatility of your training, the flexibility. Thank you so much for having us. This was super interesting, really eye-opening.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of fun. And I'm glad I don't have to do this every day, because it fucking sucks. Yeah.
Cool.
היי,
חיות אתם. איזה
בואו רגע, החוצה חבר'ה.
כיף. לך אתה.
נעשה סיכום שלנו כזה בקטנה ממש, מילה שניים.
וואו, 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 וואו.